Hey, Among World Entertainment and Resident Evil, Zach Cregger's Resident Evil, they've dropped the full trailer. We're going to take a look at the trailer, but the one thing everybody is starting to point out is, where's the Resident Evil? It looks like an interesting horror story. It just doesn't look or feel like Resident Evil, and you'll see what I mean when we look at it, and we'll see his comments, because his comments about how he's adapted the game is really strange. It's not concerning, it's just strange. Again, you'll see what I mean. But we're going to take a look at the new full trailer for this, which is, again, a generic horror, but with the Resident Evil name on it. Yeah, really strange. This is Sony, so definitely going to get hit for this one, but let's take a look anyway. Here is Zach Cregger's Resident Evil.
Hey, man, I gotta be 7. Do you know where I can take this? Excuse me, oh my God. Anybody order a kidney or liver or whatever this is? Anybody, it seems like it's kind of important.
Hey, you got time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up for the...
It's outside the zone, so it pays double.
I could do that. Sweetheart, I'm sorry, the signal sucks here. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna stay with Katie for a bit, I think.
Michelle, please do not go stay with freaking Katie.
Also hurts my feelings that you don't even care enough to come home and have this conversation.
Seriously, I'm working. This could be some 8-year-old boy's heart or someone's mom's brain. Hello? There's an emergency here. I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Hi, you've reached Michelle. Leave a message.
Hey, baby, I'm really sorry that we got disconnected earlier. Some things have happened, and I can't get a hold of police. Bullets. Could you just call me back on this number, please? I love you.
Everything that has happened in this town transpired in a matter of hours. You've got no idea what you've got there in your hands.
Yeah, where was it going again?
Raccoon City General.
Hey, no sweat.
Okay, so there's the trailer, and as you can see, it looks creepy, it looks gruesome, it looks like it could be a fun horror movie. It's just, where is the Resident Evil part of it? So, we'll take a look at what he says, Cregger and stuff, or Cregger, he's saying Cregger. Again, it's just really kind of strange how he frames this thing. The weird thing about that trailer as well is it's a long ass trailer and it really doesn't show you much, which you appreciate that it's not giving everything away, but you think it would kind of give you more of the action, and it's kind of just him panicking, this guy, and he describes this guy and it's not exactly what you would expect to hear. But again, it's saying like Sony Pictures has unleashed a new trailer for Resident Evil, given that every previous live action installment has a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes, which means nothing anyway, but they're crap movies. It won't be hard for filmmaker Zach Cregger to top what's come before. Is it though? That's the question. Of course, after he delivered hits like Weapons and Barbarians, it's impossible to imagine him shooting anything other than a great adaptation of the long-running video game franchise. It does, however, look vastly different from those, as the expected badass lead, Chris Renfield or Jill Valentine, for example, have been replaced by a helpless media courier played by Austin Abrams. Why do they say media courier? Is that what that's it's an organ courier, isn't he? It's like, they're not called media couriers, are they? Why would you be called a media courier? It's a weird one. So he finds himself dealing with the bloody madness that's come to define Raccoon City, and this take on Resident Evil looks suitably chilling. There are some big set pieces and scares in the latest sneak peek and blah blah blah. A little humour and making the movie feel very much in line with Cregger's past work. So it's also interesting is how the movie pays homage to the games. Now, that's where you could be kind of going, that's a bit worrying, you know, you're not adapting the games, you're just paying homage to the games. And Cregger, who says he's a massive fan of the games, then doesn't want to adapt the games. This is what he says. So, you'll see what I mean by, it's weird the way he says this. So, he told Empire for his approach to adapting the hit game by saying, they were kind enough to hear me out and let me run with it. It's really a Zach Cregger movie that just happens to be a Resident Evil movie. So, why would you frame it as a Zach Cregger movie? Yes, you are the director and the writer of this thing, but the fact that he's framed it as, oh, it's a Zach Cregger movie, why are you framing it as in the third person? But he says this then as well. So this is very much how different this is going to be. So he says the concept here is that we're following an idiot. That's right. This is what Cregger says. Not that he's stupid, but he's not your typical game character with no combat skills whatsoever and completely inept at survival. Brian is very much an everyman who happens to be burdened with this kind of scarred mission that's going to take him into the heart of everything. It's kind of like Frodo going into Mordor. That's a pretty bold statement there. So, in terms of his approach to the set pieces and stuff, he said this: it feels like one gigantic sequence. There's things pop off about 5 minutes in, and it basically stays like that until the end. What I love about the games is that you move from set piece to set piece. Every location has a unique challenge, so again, I'm borrowing from the games directly in that rhythm, where you're just running through a gauntlet. So, his approach really then wasn't all that much to adapt a Resident Evil game. It was just, I got an idea for a horror movie, I'm gonna pitch it, they're gonna let me make it, and we're gonna slap the Resident Evil marker on it. That seems to be what it is, because if he's even framing it as, oh, it's a Zach Cregger movie, just happens to be a Resident Evil movie, and people point out, especially hardcore fans of the games, are like, okay, looks an interesting movie, looks like it could be fun, but where's the Resident Evil? It's really, really strange. And from the leaks that have happened, that Raccoon City only shows up at the very end of this movie, it's going to be interesting to see how audiences take to this. It'll probably do really well. I don't know what the budget is on this. I think it's really low. But being that horror is a juggernaut right now because they make them for next to nothing. You make a movie like this for next to nothing, that again, it looks like a decent movie, it looks interesting, it looks creepy and all that kind of stuff. But I don't understand this. Zombie bitch. Hey, smell my finger. It's weird. But the question is, do Resident Evil fans flock out to this and just run those numbers up? We'll wait and see, I suppose. So, there's the trailer. That's the breakdown for what Zach Cregger says this movie is and what the idea was behind it. Let me know what you think of all of this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Cheers! I'll catch you in the next one.